Hello, everybody. How are you? Happy Monday. We are welcoming our second week here of Stories from the Narc. Last week we had 5 stories, including my own story about how I basically grew this fabulous coaching business that I have and what made me do that. Why would I put myself through that? But we had 4 more amazing stories last week that really are just to show you guys that one simple idea, how you can create this amazing, incredible business that is very fulfilling and is everything that you want and desire. And so this week, y'all, we have 6 stories this week. 6 amazing stories this week. And so tonight I'm really excited to welcome my good friend Teresa to the studio and to talk about her business, because her business is very different from the ones last week. Her business is part in person and part digital, and how she kind of makes the two of those businesses come together. So, anyways, you guys, I'm gonna make sure that let me bring Teresa up to the screen. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. I am so good. So if you guys get a moment, you can like show this out. Do you hear static in your ears, or is it just me?
I don't hear static.
You don't hear static? Okay, good. It must just be my phones, my phones here. So you guys, I would love if you guys get this shared out. And Leanne, if we wouldn't mind like sharing this out to our communities, that would be fabulous as well. And if you guys have a creative that we can inspire this week by these awesome, amazing stories, please get it out to them. You guys know that on Monday, a week from today, we start our 5-day masterclass series. I'm so excited. Are you excited, Teresa, for that?
I am excited.
I know it's always a little overwhelming though for you guys. Like those of you who are working in your businesses and you know where you're going, because then you get all the ideas.
A little bit, but it's awesome to see you in your element,
Yeah.
and your energy level is so much higher, and it's just
Well,
it's
we don't
awesome
want
to
to
watch, but it's
scare
just an
them.
inspiration to see you in the zone.
In my zone, in my zone. Well, I love teaching more than anything. Like I literally love teaching, and yeah, I tend to have a lot of energy. Just a little, just a little. So Teresa, why don't you go ahead, give an introduction, a little introduction.
Okay. I'm Teresa from Teresa Silhouette Spot for Art. I do in-person and virtual paint parties, and online, and I do a lot of art classes in my local libraries. I'm from Long Island, New York, and we have a really good cooperative library system here. So I'm in about 10 different libraries locally here on Long Island. I do travel a bit, maybe 45 minutes to an hour for some of them. I started my business in 2017 as a way to share my passion for art and bring it to others, and put it out there in this whole social media world. And I've pivoted a few times with it, and here I am.
Yeah. So take it back. I had to take my headphones off because I think these are the headphones that I can't do the Zoom calls with, and I think they're giving me like problems. So, anyways, I took my headphones off. But you also started out with like Donna Dewberry with the one on the one stroke painting, right?
Yes.
You became like a certified,
Yes, I'm certified one stroke decorative painter.
right?
Yep.
And when was that? Because that Donna Dewberry is like going way back in the day.
It is going way back, but not so much for me. I
Okay.
got certified with Donna Dewberry in 2016.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Not too bad. Yeah, I
Yep.
know she's still around because she actually came to my brick and mortar. She's here in Florida.
Yeah,
And
she's down in
she
Florida.
came to my brick and mortar in 2014 and did
Oh,
or actually beginning of 2015 and did a class, a class in my in my shop. Yeah, it was
yeah.
amazing and
In
lovely.
2000, so I had been painting Donna Dewberry one stroke. I took some adult art classes in about 08, 09.
Okay.
And then I, like everything else, we have these hobbies. I used to be a quilter too, and then they come and they go. And then in 2016, I lost my dad and my sister within 3 months of each other.
Mm.
And so I went back to my painting. I needed something to do. I was in a bad place. I was grieving. My dad had been 89 But my sister was 65. My sister came as a huge shock.
Yeah.
She got sick and she was within 2 months, she was gone. So
That's
that was really hard to deal with and cope with and grieve and stuff. And so I picked up my painting again, and it really, really helped me. And that's when I wanted to then bring it out and get online and share it with others, because if it was helping me, I was hoping it could help other people as well.
right. So how did you know, Teresa, like you're going from like one shirt to like, I think I want to do more with this with the painting stuff, but how did you take that like really, and what year with that was it that went from like a hobby to a business? Like you're like, this is like I can actually make money doing this.
Probably then in 2017, maybe 2018.
Okay.
And to me, it was originally, so I started my business. I did a DBA in 2017, but I wasn't doing much with it. I wanted to be all official. That's how I am, let me do the right steps just in case I'm ready to go. And then I don't know, you would know better than me, but there was a business coach, and it seemed to me I was just getting more active on social media, but it seemed to me that business coaches weren't around as much before 17 or 16, and I could be wrong. Maybe I just became aware of them in 17.
Now we became, yeah, I would say like 2017, 18, 19 was
Okay.
definitely when those of us in the business world saw a new opportunity online, like
Online. Okay.
online. Yeah,
So
you're about right.
this
You're about
business
right.
coach, she was in a launch.
Mhm.
She was about selling on social media and promoting yourself on social media and branding yourself on social media. And I was like, I'll try this. And I did, and it was great. And that's when I decided that A, it could be a business, and B, it needed to be a business, because if I'm going to be having monthly expenses like a membership,
Yeah.
even if I'm not creating a profit, I want to at least not incur expenses. I want it to pay for itself,
Right. So you
at
needed to
least.
make enough money to pay
I
for
needed to make
your
enough money to pay for the membership. I bought my domain because, like I said, I wanted to have everything across the board in case I was going to grow or whatever, just so I had it. And so now I was spending money, and I wanted to recoup at least the money I was spending. And she was a great business coach. I got a little sidetracked, and my passion was always to paint, always to share my painting, always either to teach painting or I guess entertain others with my painting
yeah.
accent. So when I was in this particular group, they were doing online sales and they were making signs and they were selling product. And I'm like, oh, well, they're all making signs and selling product. Maybe I should make signs and sell product too. So I went off course.
Okay.
But in my heart, in my soul, it was always my passion to teach
To teach
art,
me.
to
Yeah.
be painting, to be creating and
Mhm.
creating for others and inspiring others to create or not to create, just to watch me.
Right. And so
And
you came to me in like, was it like towards the end of 2020, I think, is when you came to me?
I dated you for $1 in,
That was in September of 2020 then.
then that
Or
was
yeah,
September
it
2020.
could have been the summer of 2021, but I feel like you've been with me since 2020.
I think we're started with you during COVID, whichever part of COVID, I
Yes.
don't know, but
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. That's what I thought too. So when you came to
And
me,
that's when I pivoted. That's when I
yeah.
pivoted again. And I said, you know what? And I basically started back at the ground up. Like I had been doing in-person stuff because I have another coach, Paint Party Headquarters,
Mhm.
all about
Yeah,
painting.
Heidi. Yeah, and who's fabulous. Like, I'm a big
She's
fan of
awesome.
hers. Yeah,
Yes. So
yeah.
in person and virtual, love her. It's going to be 5 years that I'm with her.
Nah,
Mother's Day.
yeah.
Um, so when I came across you and found you and did the Date Me for $1, I pretty much halted anything that wasn't bringing me joy. I mean, I still have products on my Etsy because I didn't want to just shut it down, but
Mhm.
I went all in focusing on online and
Yeah.
virtual and printables and diverse and
Well,
spreading it out a little bit.
it was almost like those of you who had these in person, businesses and really having a paint party, whether it was online or in person. I feel like it's hard on the yeah, we did, and we did like online paint parties during COVID, but after that, it really is an event where people want to get together in person. It really is like that kind of thing. But it was hard because after COVID, you could see the world is changing. You could see like
Yes.
the digital world is changing. And you've always had a passion for digital stuff, like your silhouette and, silhouette SVG designs, and then taking your paintings and creating digital products with those as well.
Yes.
And so it was very natural. Any of you who paint or who create, it's not just like selling your paintings or selling the class or whatnot. There's a whole business model behind that.
Right. And you
Because
opened up my eyes to all of that.
yes. Yes.
How it wasn't just about this, it was about what you can now,
Well,
you
I
know.
had to open your eyes because I know you had some other coaches. So, competition is a driving force behind success. Without competition, we have no reason to be the best, right? First of all. But really, second of all, I know that those of you, you guys, many of my members, especially full disclosure, Teresa is in my mastermind. And many of my mastermind members have multiple coaches. And it's something I'm very much on board with, because we can't teach all the things, and nor should we. Like, we have our focus of what we do teach and how we coach and mentor. And so obviously we need to get you guys to where you can pay for these things, right? Because if not,
Exactly.
we're going to get the boot. We're going to get fired if we don't come up with ways for you to pay for us. So you definitely started that digital process.
Yes.
In like beginning of 2021, started like going on the digital side.
So yeah.
And
Printables, SVGs,
yeah,
linking, print on demand with my
yes,
art and my designs to my Etsy. Yeah.
yeah. And it's been a very nice stream of revenue for you. I mean, you're
Yes.
still doing your paint party. So you love to teach in person.
Yep.
Currently, you're in Long Island. How many library? You mainly work with libraries in Long
I
Island.
mainly work with libraries, and then I do private parties, and there's 2 restaurants that I do. I alternate monthly because
Okay.
they're local. One's east of me, one's west of me. So each month I'm back and forth in each
Okay.
restaurant.
And you work with 10 libraries, right? 10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 libraries, and some libraries I do kids, some I do adults, and in some I do both.
Yeah. So you have done, just to give you guys like kind of like a background of like Teresa's business, the online courses, the digital downloads, and all aspects of digital passive income. I will get more into that in the masterclass. And then obviously in-person sales. But then we also added in 2023 YouTube. And we're so close. I was on there today.
I'm so close.
I know, you're so close, like so close, like 900 and some 980 subscribers. Right? Do you have the watch hours yet?
No, I have about half. I have almost 2,000 watch hours,
Good.
and today I was at 919.
Okay, all right. Because I
And
was on there and I was like,
my subscribers have doubled in the past 5 months.
That's yeah, and it'll continue. Like in 5 months, you're gonna have 2,000. It's gonna keep going, because that's
Really
just the way
multiplies.
YouTube. Yeah, that's the way YouTube works. So now we've got all these streams of revenue, but really the one tonight that I wanted to really focus on is the digital side, because you guys is like those of you who create that, like that amazing art behind you, right? Being on a canvas doesn't make us money, right? What makes us money is digital designs, patterns. And so you also sell patterns for other people who do paint parties, like paint party, traceable is that like I think y'all
I
call
sell digital kits and physical kits.
Okay.
And so a digital kit, for example, would include a supply list and tracers and a link to a video.
Is it hard for you as an artist? Or actually, let me rephrase that, because I don't think it is now. But was it hard for you when Serena says, "Okay, we have all that artwork behind us. That doesn't make us money. We need to take that artwork and now we need to make money with it." Was that difficult for you? Because I know a lot of times artists are like, "This is an original," and it's like, okay.
It wasn't for me It
Okay.
wasn't for me at all. Like, if I had to sell or get rid of all my artwork, that might bother me, and then I wouldn't be like, "Oh, I remember when I painted that, and, oh, that was a fun class. Oh, that was a disaster," whatever it was. So my art brings back emotions for me of when I painted it, how I found it, what I was inspired by it, all of that. So if I didn't have it to remind me of those things, that would make me sad, but
Right.
putting it out there and sharing it was not a problem at all.
Okay, well, that's good because a lot of my creatives that I've worked with when we're dealing with art, it is a struggle. And I love my fine artists. I love them. I've learned so much from them, but sometimes it's a struggle because here's how I put it. I want you guys to think about some of the most popular artists in the world: Van Gogh, Monet, Dali. All of their work is mass produced, which is what made them who they like. That's
Or
what
nobody would
made,
even know who they were.
right. Like none of us would be able to appreciate that art if it wasn't reproduced. And so I'm a big
Exactly.
fan of taking that art and reproducing it and monetizing it because I'm going to do a different screen side here, Teresa, and I'm going to move you back. I'm going to move you so you guys can see behind her the amazing creations that she has back there, not just like the up close ones. It's fabulous. And think about, like, in my world, like I don't have this kind of talent, right? That I look at this and say, what a shame. Now, not you, Teresa, but
Not
in the paint world, what a shame that that has not become like something more shareable, like something that is more monetizable, right? Because we're so hung up on I have to get $2 a square inch for this painting.
mhm.
Um, you know,
Yeah, no, I don't.
yeah, I can get you $2 a square inch for that painting, but it's not gonna be selling that painting. Like, right? We're gonna sell that thing 50 times over, and that's gonna be your $2 a square inch. So
But you know what? I I'll do paint parties 15, 20, 25 people, and they can be very profitable.
mhm,
Okay? I get more of a kick out of waking up and seeing that I've sold printables or SVGs for 2.95 or 3.95 or a bundle for 4.95 or whatever it is. I love that. And
'cause
it's
you're
only
not
a
doing it
fraction
again.
because yeah, I didn't do it. Yeah.
I mean, well, you did something to
I
get
did something initially. I
initially.
set it up. It was a lot of angst, technology, and crying to get it all set up. And even sometimes too, when I go to list a new design or a new product,
Mhm.
um, there might be some crying and cursing again. But that's why I have you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I love it.
I forgot.
I
But
mean, 'cause the thing is, Teresa, there's so much digital art out there, and we can talk about AI. I'm a big fan of AI,
yep.
and I introduced my creative world to AI last year, and I said, guys, this is going to be part of our business, and it is. Is it fortunate, unfortunate? We don't know yet, but all I can do is teach you how to use it ethically,
Right.
and to use it, um, in the best way that we know how, to where we still support our artists
And
and
I
whatnot.
use it. I use it sometimes for inspiration.
Yes,
Like
yeah,
if I put in something like there's of an idea in my head, this way
yes.
I have a visual. Isn't it going to look like that? No, because I
You're
can't paint the
different.
same thing
Yes.
twice the same way. So it's not going to look like that, but it gives me a little bit of a starting point.
Yeah, and AI is amazing for that, to be able to go and create that inspiration photo that
Mhm.
because sometimes our minds, we just draw that. I don't know about you, Teresa, but sometimes we just like draw that blank, like you
Yeah.
just like blank. I don't know. I've already done that before. And but I look at like the artwork that you have there on the background. That is something that AI can't produce. That is something that the person, even you can teach the one painting, like the cliffside painting back there, or the butterfly painting. You could teach that, in 30 of them are going to look all different. Every single one of them are going to
Absolutely.
look different in the room. And
Absolutely. And
that's
I go to paint retreats. I've gone to Donna Dewberry's conference a number of times with painters that are less experienced than me and more experienced than me. We're all following the steps. We're all using the same brushes. We're all using the same paint. We're all using the same colors. We're all using the same design, and they're all different. And that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's the beauty of art.
Yeah.
Like that is just like the beauty of art. And even if you had somebody use one of your traceables, so it's the color palette is going to be different. The shade of blue is going to be different. And it
100%.
changes the whole thing. The shot, like the way you guys like shadow things,
Mhm.
and
And
like
I
all
tell
of this.
everybody, we all learned how to write the alphabet,
Yeah.
but we all write it different. We all sign our names different. If you do script, you do it different. If you do print, you do it different. Everyone's handwriting is different. It's the same way with painting.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I have no problem with sharing my stuff out there because it's different.
Yeah. So you had a huge pivot in 2023 that it's amazing when I look back because you guys I'll just kind of tell you, Teresa actually had a day job when I first started working with her. And when you have a day job and you have a side biz, or it's very common, y'all, to have a side biz first and foremost. I think the number recently was like 57% of Americans have some sort of side gig for extra
Right.
income, whether it was direct sales or consulting or whatever it may be. They have like a side whatever. And so Teresa had this, it's always like your comfort. It's your comfort
Oh, yeah.
zone. It's your cushion, right? Like, I love my side biz, but if I don't feel like doing that today, I don't really have to do
Right.
it today because I have this cushion over.
Exactly. I had recurring income every week. I had benefits. It was great. I did that. I was probably all in doing both for 4 years because it was last June of 24.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was good. So I had a check. I didn't feel like reaching out and doing an in-person party. If I didn't want to go out, it was too cold. You know what? I'm not going to do in-persons in January and February. It's too cold for me. But then the rug got pulled out from under me, and just June, almost a year ago.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
I
then
get a message and Teresa's panicking a little, saying,
lot.
yeah, a lot, and saying I'm being let go. And after 11, 12 years with this,
13,
oh,
13
okay.
years.
All right, with this particular company.
Yep.
And she was being let go. And I'm like, okay, we got this. Like, we totally have this. Like, we got it.
And I knew that because when I started with you in 2020, in 2021, and yes, it was a weird year because it was 2021, it was COVID, blah, blah, blah. That's when I made my first 25,000. My revenue doubled. My sales doubled that for that first year. But
Yeah.
then, I'm a little conservative. I was like, maybe it was a fluke. And
Yeah.
then in 22 and 23, I was up another 20%, 25%.
Yeah.
And so I've steadily been increasing my sales while I was working,
Mm-hmm.
and it became harder.
Yeah.
And so now, come June again, it's going to be the first year. So I keep I do my bookkeeping monthly, just about, but I don't total and analyze it all. I just put my expenses where they go, my income where it goes. But I'm really curious to see where I'm at come June, that I've been like all in for a year.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is so cute, Sherry. She's hi everybody, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook. Hello, everybody. Sherry says, my friend and her hubby took a library paint class last weekend. Their flowers did not look the same. They did both resemble. Oh, did you see that? They did both resemble breasts, though. This is why you can't take men to paint classes, Sherry. This is totally like that would be. Have you seen the TikTok videos where like the husband and wife have to paint each other? You totally need to do one of these classes
They're
because
getting real
one of
popular
them
now.
always nails it, and the other one
Yeah.
is so y'all. It's so I will lay in bed at night just like, and I love when
They're
couples
so
can be,
funny.
like that funny with each other that like nobody gets offended.
My girlfriend does paint parties, and she did one of them with her husband and then showed the results. His was like a 4-year-old. It was so funny.
Oh my God, I can't even. I just can't even. I love Melanie Lynn. She's like, I've been waiting to hear this conversation. So I love that. So hi everybody. I didn't want to ignore you guys, but we were kind of like on a little roll right there. But yeah, and she's like, I told my husband we should do that. You should just do okay. Any of my paint party people out there, y'all should just host a class, draw your spouse, and you give them just some basic tips and like face shapes and all that, and just let them go for it. Like give them a lot of wine, a lot of food for the guys, like make
You know
sure.
what I'm going to do? I'm going to get my husband to do it, just me and him first. And I'll use that for like content. And then I'll plan a party.
Oh God, I can't even imagine. I am quite possibly, here's a great thing about the role that I'm in, Teresa. Like I see this amazing stuff y'all create. And you guys, I'm a creative, but a different. You want to paint a dresser white? I'm your girl. The whole thing white. There's no art, creativity. I just paint a dresser white, right? I took something from the side of the road, cleaned it up, paint it white. We're good to go. I don't have this kind of talent. And I'll never forget, Teresa. Well, I'm not your competition, that's for sure. Y'all don't have to ever worry about Serena being your competition. But I will tell you, you guys, I did a paint class in 2018, actually for Mother's Day. I will never ever forget this a day in my life. My mother and I went to this it was in somebody's home, it was girlfriends, and we all got together and we were painting this like mother and daughter, and it was supposed to be entwined like this. And it was just like, it was beautiful. I thought, oh my God, this is like, if this really works out, I'm going to do it on a big canvas. And I had the vision in my head, y'all.
On my wall.
Let me just tell you that I've never been so mortified in all my life. I never painted another thing after that because mine looked like ovaries that had been like broken fallopian tubes. It was so bad. And I never ever, and everybody had these like magical intertwined. Mine was just broken to flat out. It was so bad. To this day, I literally went to the, like on the way home, I threw it away at the gas station. Like that is home with me. I know that is not even sitting in the back of my freaking closet. It was so bad. Y'all, I cannot paint. I cannot, I just don't, Teresa. I don't care if it's paint by number, paint by square, like crochet hook, what I just don't have it. Part of it is patience. And the other part of me is I just want to be your customer. I don't want to learn how to paint it, but I'll buy those digital prints all day long. I'm serious. Like anything back in the day, anything with pugs, Volkswagens, watercolor flowers. I have a lot of that actually here. My watercolor dogs. Like I'll buy a lot of that kind of stuff because oh yeah, broken lady butts. Yes, queen bee bits and broken lady butts. Like it was just bad. It was so bad. Yeah, it was so embarrassing. And of course, I'm like, I can be pretty spicy, y'all. And so, like, to fend off my embarrassment, I am literally like poking fun at this. And of course, I had the whole room laughing at my amazing creation. Y'all, I stopped at that nearest Wawa on the way home and dumped that thing in the trash. There was no tomorrow. No,
I have a woman who comes to almost all of my in-person paint parties, and she's been for years and years. Like probably since I started. Love her to death. And the first time she came, she's like, well, can't wait to take this home and show it to my husband. She had gone to like a franchise paint night at some point before she met me. And she was never going to live it down because her husband wanted to know why she painted a vagina. So now she goes to my class and
her and I would be good friends. Like
it's not a vagina.
Because I wasn't really going to say that word, y'all, but mine was just totally like and y'all know. So, if we were in my private group right now, I would have gotten like real spicy with it. But y'all listen, it was broken. Like it was just so bad. I've never done it. So I have the immense amount of appreciation, Teresa, because I can't even do abstract painting. It's so bad. Like I don't know what it is. Like I just don't have that in me. That was an Everybody Loves Raymond episode. Oh my God, that's funny.
Oh, that's funny.
That is funny. That's so funny. But anyways, so with this,
I think like with painting and even in business, you have to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
You have to take risks. You have to have faith. You have to trust people like I trust you.
Mhm.
And you have to be willing to fail, or maybe
Yeah.
not fail, but not succeed.
Yeah, but not everything you do is gonna do is a win, you guys. Like, here's the
Right.
thing, not everybody, and let's say if everybody, all 40 of you wanted to start a paint party buzz. The reality is that of the 40, 4 of them will actually launch it and 2 of them will actually succeed because the amount of work that it takes and dedication. So, Teresa, I mean, we'll talk about that because you focused on one channel at a time, not all of them. Like you mastered, I want to, like my paint party was in a COVID came. So let me master teaching online. Let
Yes.
me master the digital downloads. Let me master the patterns, the
Right.
SVG.
I started with the SVGs because the silhouette was a passion of mine. And then
Right.
I moved on to like the printable art, and then the digital art kits.
Yeah. And so it's like you can't do all of the things like you guys
Mm.
hear like all the things that Teresa's done. Well, it's because she started this in 2017, not because it all happened in 1 year. She magically had all these streams of revenue. Y'all, it takes
No.
patience. Like,
No, I just started this year in January, and I've only been consistent with it for maybe the past 2 months, and we're in May already. A
yeah,
blog.
yeah,
And now I'm trying to write a blog post every week.
yeah. And
And
that goes back to like helping grow YouTube and the Pinterest.
right.
That's a strategy that we have, you guys.
Right. But it wasn't all at once. It wasn't
Yeah,
all up front. It wasn't all, it was steps and then get it, and then another step and then get it.
yeah. But for you, it's almost like, okay, let me think ahead. And sometimes it's hard as creatives to, let's say, 2027, right? And that's in 3 years from now. You almost have to go, okay, where's Teresa going to be? It's hard for us sometimes to plan 36 months ahead. But
Yeah.
the reality is that your husband's going to be retiring. You all are
Yeah.
probably going to be moving from Long Island to North Carolina. I'm hoping for Georgia because I want to go to Georgia. And I think we should be neighbors and live in a compound together. And then we can paint vaginas and ovaries all day long. It'll be so much fun.
That'll be a market.
That sounds like a cult waiting to happen. And then you guys also want to be in Costa Rica 5 months out of the year.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
so we are in, even though Teresa, you love doing the in-person stuff, you're going to be able to do some of that in-person stuff, no matter where you're at. But
Right.
we have to, it is all hands on deck to grow this digital empire because we know where life is going to be. And so you almost have to have that vision. Because if you're going to start a paint party business and you plan on living in Costa Rica in 2 years,
That's
I'm
not
going to be like, how, what? Like, no, we can't do that. That's a lot of work for nothing.
And I started out at the very when I first met my first business coach, and then I was all in and I was going to make product. I was doing craft fairs.
Yeah.
And that got old and exhausting real quick.
Yeah, we know my feelings on doing in-person shows. I don't have any. They're awful. They're horrific. There's only a couple of shows that I approve of. One is pinners. I'm a big fan of the pinners, especially if you teach and you get up and you really have, and you have something to sell them, like a membership, a product, something.
Right. If you have something, an upsell. But to go to the local craft fairs and street fairs, and it is not, it's not worth it.
This is what I love, right?
It's not worth it.
Like, I, with all due respect, everybody, I get this. I made $500 on my show this weekend. I'm like, that's amazing. How much was the show? Oh, it was $75. Oh, cool. How far away was it? How much was your hotel? How much was your food? How many hours did you spend setting it up? How much product did you really actually sell at a profit? By the time we add up all the numbers, you're really negative $250. Right. Because you ate your profits and you spent your profits on more crap you didn't need from all the other people.
You went and bought crap from other people's booths, the people next to you, because you felt bad.
The only people who support craft shows are the ones who are actually at the craft shows. They're the only people. It's never ever.
It was exhausting. It was a lot of work. and it was not worth the time.
Yeah.
So
If you put that much effort into growing an online business, you would be pretty profitable. Like, I'm serious, y'all. Like, because
yeah,
it's so much. There's a time and place. Like, I have a few members. One is Christy W, who does the chainmail, like jewelry. Like, she does really well at shows. Like,
she's got a really good niche.
yes,
She goes to the right shows because she's not going to your mom and pop
no,
country fair shows.
no. She's going to like the con, like the Comic
Yeah.
Con or Anime Con, like those.
She knows who her customer is.
Yeah.
You've helped her narrow that down. She knows who she's selling to. She knows who she's creating for, and she has found those people to sell to, and she does really well.
And she's figured out what shows work for her and what don't. So I don't want you guys to think that I'm completely against shows, but I will tell you that if you're looking to grow a show like business, I'm not your person because I'm going to get out of it real quick. So,
and I just turned 58. I have no desire to be schlepping crates and boxes and wood signs and wine glasses and breaking up a show and setting up a show and putting up tents and taking down tents.
It's not sustainable.
Past that.
It's not sustainable. It can't grow with you. How are you going to take that to Costa Rica with you for 5 months? I mean, like, it's not going to grow with you.
And it's the same way. Like, I can't take my libraries with me either, but that's why now you start building up another side of my business.
Yes. Yeah. No, definitely. So our main focus for like the next 12 months is definitely YouTube and the blog. And yeah, YouTube and the blog. And so we kind of have a little strategy behind the scenes that involves like really Pinterest and YouTube. Like Pinterest and YouTube together, like this beautiful. And then when you kind of add a blog to it, like a vlog, video log, you kind of add like blogging to that. And there's a strategy behind that to kind of bring that like all together, but it takes time, right? We're going to be on a 36-month journey with this one. Yeah. But we're going to get to the point where it's generating ad revenue, and sponsorships. And the great thing about a blog is it allows you a little bit more flexibility. So it becomes more lifestyle. So Teresa can throw in her stuff in Costa Rica. How do you make that move to like North Carolina or our cult compound in Georgia? Or doesn't it sound cool to have a cult compound in Georgia?
We're going to have a craft cult compound.
So how would you change your New York accent for Georgia?
I could be in Georgia for a week and you never know I was from New York.
Okay.
I'm one of those people who picks up accents.
Okay, because here's the thing. If you and I are going to if we're going to build a cult compound in Georgia, I can totally get my Southern charm on like there's no tomorrow, right?
We can do it.
But you're going to be a hard sell with that New York accent.
I'm telling you, give me a week down south and I'll be talking like any Southern.
We're going to need to work on that. Does anybody here teach how to have a Southern draw? Maybe we have somebody that.
It must be on YouTube.
You're right.
Last night, yesterday I did a collaborative live.
Yes.
And it was like 6 of us. We did a page hop. It was great. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I just have to be in Savannah for one day and suddenly, I was born in Charleston, so I could literally say I'm Southern, but I'm in Savannah one day, y'all. Well, I always say y'all anyways, but
I say y'all too.
Yeah, I can pick that up.
When we went to Savannah for our retreat, there I was in the heart of the South in Savannah with a roommate from the UK. You should have heard that accent.
True story.
True story. But yesterday on Facebook, I always do my intro, Teresa's Spot for Art. And for some reason, the closed caption picked it up that I said Teresa's butt for art.
Yeah, we had like, all the accents. I'm going to Boston in June, so I'm sure I'm going to come back and I'm going to be straight out of Boston because I lived in New York. I lived in Manhattan and my friends were from Staten Island. After one day with them, y'all, I was born and raised in Staten Island. Like I can pick it up. Leanne's the same way. She's a pro at accent morphing.
I am. And so like my husband's like, stop. I'm like, I'm not mocking them. It just comes natural. It's like I just project it back.
I know, right? Wicked, wicked. I have to practice my wicked, my car. When I go park my car in the garage, I'm like, it's so wicked. Like, it's almost like you have to hold the tongue on the top of your mouth to get like
Yeah, right.
to get it like to come out right. And the Southern is all about it's all about the like
Is
that.
it?
Yeah. Yeah. The
Oh,
Southern
I thought that.
like that.
I know. I picked up hey y'all, so everything is hey y'all with me. So
Oh my gosh, this is a train wreck. But wouldn't it be fun to have like a little like creative compound in Georgia?
yes,
I will say that I've been praying about it in the sense of like I would love to have a like some sort of like retreat compound place because we're always looking for you guys. It's really hard to find a place to do a retreat that's near a major airport that will allow
the
a large
location, right?
people in that like it's hard. Like
Mhm.
it's hard. And then we're stuck in hotels most of the time because it's really hard. Man, wouldn't it be cool to have like it'd be so cool. It
That
would
would
be
be
so cool to have that. I
like
don't
a
know.
house and just like have these quarterly retreats where you invited people
Ah,
in, and
I
then you just like had you created all weekend.
tax deductions for days. Yes.
It would be a write off. It would all be a write off. We would just write
Oh,
it off.
where do I go for this? I need this. So, it's so funny. So I love where we're going. I love your journey has been. I don't want to say a very textbook journey, but I do feel like that your journey has been a very textbook journey. Like just adding one new thing a year, like focusing on and narrowing it, being forced to leave the day job, like you were forced,
I was
but
forced.
everything it was kind of seamless.
Yeah,
Well, I know you didn't feel like it was seamless. There was some panic moments for like 4 months, but
there was a panic moment, and it was personal. I was very hurt, and I felt really betrayed.
yeah,
So it was more that than financial was an issue too, but it was more that than anything else. That I had a hard time coming to terms with how someone could treat someone like that.
mhm,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and it was because it
But
was really a betrayal.
but could you imagine your life any different today?
No, no,
Yeah, like everything was in place, and so y'all, I want you to yeah, see my y'all.
no, no.
But I'm always like that. I do want y'all to see that in order to really make your creative dreams a business, it is going to require multiple streams of revenue. Anybody, you cannot keep making and making and making and making.
There's not enough time in the day. There's not enough energy
There
in your body.
isn't. You're gonna hit that limit. You're never gonna hit that freedom number that you need to have. It's always gonna be a limit to what you can do. And I think that when we're forced outside of our element too, it definitely speeds the process up, but you have to have the knowledge in order to be able to do that. I do want you guys to know that it's not an overnight thing. It's not like an overnight thing. It is, you have to work, you have to focus on that one thing and whatever that one thing is for you. And we're going to be going over that masterclass, and you guys are going to be exposed to 5 things in our masterclass. And I don't want you to do all 5 of them. I want you to pick that one thing. Like, I want you to hear all 5 of them, know where I'm going in my life, in my business, and what is that one thing that I need to focus on right now. And for some people, it's just going to be getting more Etsy sales. But for some people, it's going to be like, I'm retiring in 2 years. So I need to like pivot out of this craft show business,
Mhm.
like whatever it is. But I need you guys to know, I want you guys to know that these stories from the Nook, these are not 6-month stories.
No.
These are stories that took 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And I'm telling you guys this because I don't want you to come into my masterclass with or even my coaching program and think, ooh, this is amazing. I'm getting in 3 months, I'm making my first 25,000. Can you make 25,000 in 3 months? 1,000% yes. Without
After 5 years.
doubt. I have no doubt. I could do it over and over and over. Like, I have no doubt. Are you going to be happy in those 3 months? The answer is no.
And you have to build a foundation. You
Yes.
have to build a solid foundation.
Yes.
And that takes more than 3 months right there.
Yeah. No, you guys need, and you have to do what sparks joy.
Oh,
You
100%.
like, as creatives, we heard that from Royce last week, that, with the deer head things, like there was something, it's fun and cute and I love it. Let's get an order for 50. I'm never doing it ever again, like ever again. Because our brains are not wired, first of all, to do that kind of productivity or that kind of creation. But we have to grow a business on what our passions are. Passions of profit, y'all. Like, because otherwise we're just going to be miserable. And quite frankly, we're going to be right back to where we are when we were working for somebody. Miserable, like flat out miserable. Mary Schultz says those unfortunate life events will happen. And it seems to happen more these days. When it happened to me, I'm so thankful that I had my small business to fall back on, and it kept my sanity. And Mary was another one last year.
Yeah, she was only a few months before me, I believe.
Yeah. It was at the end of because she worked for college, and I think it was around May. And she was forced out of her position as well, and went right into her creative business full time, and kind of saw like, wow, it's amazing what I can create when I'm full time in my own business and my own thing. And sometimes I'm not going to tell you guys like quit your day jobs in order to be successful, because I'm telling you right now, I have a day job. Like I have a day business. I have a financial planning firm, but that business also provides me the knowledge and skill set that I need to continue growing businesses, not just for creatives, but for my local people as well.
It's totally doable to have a full-time job and have a profitable side business. It's totally doable.
Yes, 100%, 100%, without a doubt. You just have to want it.
Yeah.
And if you don't want it, then it's not gonna, like, if you're spinning wheels and you're chasing squirrels and you're going after all the shiny things, and you think that buying a silhouette, a Cricut, a Glowforge, a this or that is going to change your life, they don't work by themselves.
And honestly, you're 100% right. And before I met you, I was like that. I was like, oh, and that's why when I joined my first coaching group, I totally went astray from my passion, because I was like, oh, well, they're doing it, I'm going to do that. Oh, and then I'm going to need that. I'm going to need that. I'm going to need that. And as soon as I decided to get back to what was in my heart, as soon as I found you, as soon as I realized I didn't need anything else, because you showed me how you can take your art or whatever your idea is, whatever your passion is, and turn it into multiple streams of revenue.
One at a time, y'all. Not all at once. One at a time.
Not all at once. No, 100%. Not all at once.
One at a time.
And that was, and because before you said it was textbook, but that's how I am. I mean, I'm old school. I'm 58. And I'm like, okay, so Serena said, so this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is what we're going to do.
For instance, you guys, that painting there in the back that you can see most prominently, depending on what kind of screen you're on right now, I see that, and I see a digital download for maybe even somebody else to create drop shipping or print on demand or whatever. I also see a pattern for somebody else to teach that. I also see on that note cards. I can also see that on something we call repeatable patterns, that things that can go on large scale.
Can you see that in a repeatable pattern?
Yeah, you could do it totally repeat it. You'd have to add some stuff on the, like some filler space in that, but totally a repeatable pattern on that.
Okay.
And because you could actually take that and the flower next to it, make the flower next to it smaller and put that around. And so then but that's the thing. I just can't.
So you see that kind of stuff. And even me with my art and my creativity, I don't see that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I totally see that. Like I see multiple streams of revenue that, like in one thing, I can see 6 streams of revenue in like one thing.
Right.
So, a jigsaw puzzle. Another one.
There you go. Oh, that's a good idea.
I mean, seriously, there's so much but the problem is when we're so close to our own work, we don't see it. And we talked about this with Royce. It's like, for many years I struggled with the word coach, because I really don't care for the word coach. Because the coach to me is somebody who's like on the sidelines yelling at people and like they're never in the game. But the reality is through training and I did see that I am a coach.
Mhm.
because I am on the sidelines. I can see that where you guys can't because you're too
Right.
hyper focused. Like, why are we not doing that with why are
And
we
and you have a plan and you know the steps that you need to put in place to go from A to B,
yeah,
start to finish.
yeah. And so it does help to have somebody, y'all, who's in line with your goals. And that's the thing. There are a million, and I will, yeah, this is a masterclass series. We're in a launch right now. We're getting ready to go into our masterclass next week, Monday, yada, yada, all that stuff. But here's the reality. There's amazing coaches out there. And I get to see these coaches because my community, a lot of my mastermind members work with multiple coaches. There is a coach for everybody out there. You just have to know what exactly that person's specialty is. And my specialty is multiple streams of revenue. That's what I teach people how to do. Like, I have a vision for that because I can't create that. That's super easy for me, right? Because I can't create that. And you have to find the coach that works for you. Because if you're wanting to launch a paint party business, I may not be the right coach for you for that because that's an in-person business that, for me, that's a stream of revenue. But I know that you want to retire one day, and most of my people are 55 and plus, and I know where they're heading. And that is not going to be, if you're 35 and want that and you want to franchise that out, I could be your person. But if you're 55 and you want to retire, that's not my, like that. I'm gonna steer you in a different direction
Mhm.
for sure.
Or maybe not necessarily steer them in a different direction, but give them other options too. You're not going to be all in.
Yeah,
You want to be a little bit diversified.
yeah, yeah. How come you've never launched a membership? Just curious.
Me?
Mm,
Well, first, I never lost a membership because I didn't, when I had my full-time job, I didn't have the energy or the time to put into it what I thought I should be putting into it. And at this point, it is over here somewhere, but there are other things. I mean, I guess we could talk,
mhm. Yeah,
but
yeah,
I think I'd rather develop more classes. And right now I've been concentrating on
yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like digital is where it is. Like, I do
Yeah.
feel like digital and memberships are not easy.
No.
They're not easy. But just curious.
Yeah, but that's pretty much, there was no way I was going to be able to do it when I was working
I
full
don't even know
time.
if I've ever asked you that. It's just never been on the
No, we
radar
never
for
came
us.
up between it. No, we never did. I'm like, you never asked me if I had a membership. Can I have a membership?
I know, right? Well, it's never really been on the radar for us because
No.
we've had like other things that
Other
were
things. Yeah.
that they're like YouTube is important to us right now, and the
Yeah.
blog is important to us right now. This is not really something, but
Yeah.
as I'm sitting here, I'm like,
And if I had a membership at this point, it wouldn't be a painting membership. It would be something
digital.
digital and passive.
Yeah, we're working on that. We're working on that. We're working on it. We're working on it. We may be slow working on a few things, but we're working on it.
We got a lot going on. We got some things in the fire.
Right, right. Teresa, I appreciate you being here more than you know. You become an amazing friend, personally and professionally for me. If you're to leave like one bit of advice for anybody, whether they're watching live or on replay, Facebook or YouTube, what advice would you give them when it comes to like turning your hobby into a business? Like, what would you tell them?
Um, to be patient,
Hmm.
to not be afraid to fail,
Yeah.
and get some guidance.
Mhm.
And if that means Serena, more power to you. And that would be the best direction I would advise you to go in, or someone else. I mean, I used to be the queen of free. Free is not free. Free is not worth the time. If you want to grow a business, you have to invest in that business.
Yeah.
And the best thing I did was
Yeah.
date Serena for $1.
Date me for dollar make you holler, y'all. Dollar make you holler. We got a dollar challenge going on right now. Inside any of you guys who are inside the masterclass group right now, we haven't started the masterclass yet. Although you might be watching this on replay after May 21st and it's done and over with. But we do have a dollar challenge coming out. I know some people are so scared. Like, she wants me to do what? And But I think once they hear me out later this week inside the group, they're gonna understand why I'm making them ask for a dollar. A dollar make you holler, y'all.
I asked my peeps for $1.
Yep, yep. So, thank you, Teresa, for
Thank
being here
you.
with me. I greatly appreciate it. Hang tight right here, you guys. I'm gonna leave you guys with one of my amazing videos, brand new video here, hot off the press. I don't think you guys have seen it. Some of you have seen it. If you're in my coaching group, you've seen it. Teresa's a big part of this video, and I thank you. We did this recording. It's been months.
It might have been last year, probably.
It has. It just took a long time to my vision took a long time.
It was either last spring or last summer, because if you guys noticed, I was a little tan in the video.
Yeah. And then Oslo came to say he only comes to me when he's done something completely inappropriate, which means he just shit on my floor somewhere, because he only comes to me when he
did something bad.
I swear to God, this dog. Anyways, he's so lucky. He is cute, because I know everyone's watching like, what the hell is she talking about? Especially on YouTube. I'm so sorry, YouTube, for saying the shit word. I'm never gonna get monetized like the stuff on YouTube, am I? Anyways, you guys, stay right here, Teresa. I have a little video for you guys. Hang tight. Hi, everybody. How are you? So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Serena, and I have the pleasure and privilege to be a coach to so many amazing creative women and business owners. I would love, more than anything, to help creatives build the business of their dreams.
Joining Serena's coaching group and the Nook was the best thing I could have done for my business. There's so much content, there's so much support, there's so much love, and I would not be here where I am now. I love this community.
I would love nothing more than to serve you. I would love nothing more than to wake up every day and say, how can I help you grow your dreams? How can I help you make your business come to life? How can I be part of your journey? I am part of every single one of the people inside of my community. I am part of their businesses.
Serena not only gives you the tools and information that you need, but she is right there with you every step of the way. And I trust her.
The biggest win for me in joining this group, having people there as cheerleaders and letting me know that I can do this, that I do have what it takes to be a creative and be successful. And Serena and this group and the people that I'm with cheer me on every day.
Remember, when you look down, you won't see what's ahead of you. I want you guys to hold your head high. I want you to look up. I want you to see all the amazing things that are destined for you, because the only way you can see them is if you look up. You'll never see anything if you look down.
You know what? I got this. I can do this because I have Serena and Leanne and the Nook behind me.